Howdy, gang! When last we left off, we resolved the domestic dispute in order to show Chihaya just how solid fate is to the Phantom Thieves.
It ain't solid at all! Spoiler alert! I don't buy any of that deterministic crap!
Hot on the heels of dealing with Kaneshiro, we decided we'd stay in Mementos for a little bit of grinding.
We did have one more target from Mishima to work on. Be good to move that forward, so I did. Yeah.
That's not the amount he came out with.
Yeah, I've actually spent 600,000 of that on Persona. So yes, 8.7 million yen. This should do us for a while.
I would hope so, geez!
And thanks to the Gallows, and we caught up on Persona, and thanks to Gallows, we have some rather strong Persona. Attacking doesn't really matter. We just need to be good enough with all our passives. I mean, got Masuku Kaja, Divine Grace plus Diorama, Defense Master.
Null Nuke.
Fortified Moxie will be coming up soon. That looks really awesome. I took Lamia and made it something horrible.
Oh, God.
Ominous Words and Despair Boost.
That's what she's there for, and to look pretty.
Forget confused, right?
Right?
So now everything will feel despair because we're Let's Playing Danganronpa now.
And so it must bleed over naturally.
Then there's this horrible monster.
The Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, Principality, insert the same Statue of Liberty gag everybody makes, but you do that because it's true. Medium bless damage with bless boost.
Aw, yeah.
Mediarama. Lots of horrible things are happening. For some reason, we even have... hold on, where'd it go? Oh, I got rid of it. Okay, it doesn't matter. The fact is, I sat here gallowsing things over and over for a really long time. And
so they're all strong.
It has paid off, so we're extremely mighty. And isn't that awesome? We're the Bittersweet Gamers.
Aren't we squared?
I'm the Opinionator, and... now the time to turn this in.
Oh.
Right? Oh.
It would seem...
I see you have brought us an Ame no Uzume with Dodge Sai.
We tend to keep the mechanical stuff off screen because it's certainly not entertaining watching us make them, but boy, it's freaking terrifying. I would like to think that basically all we'll be doing in every fight is despairing everyone, and yes, I am going to be buying SP Adhesive 3s for most people.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
See?
Huh, not bad. That's just every
Sister,
time.
are you okay?
Every time. I just have a stroke. Sorry. I never thought you'd keep at this, even though it's not mandatory. Huh? You're pretty interesting, inmate.
I must say, as Carolyn noted before, this list is quite well thought out. The tasks are designed to push you towards achieving your goals, while also measuring your true strength.
Or your true wallet. I mean, when you see what they have, all you've got to do is mess around until you figure out how to... Shh. Okay, sorry! The power of Google and fusion calculators! Well, I guess so.
What do goggles have to do with anything?
Hey, inmate! What are your thoughts on these tasks? Well, actually, shut up!
Yes, what I was expecting.
They're not boring. In fact, I think my real complaint about the tasks is by the time it comes time for me to do one, I've already forgotten what it was. I could be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got guts, inmate. Oh well, we should give him the next one. Let's see here. Huh?
What?
What the? I don't even think goggles can solve this one. It feels like I've seen the writing on this list before.
Do you speak of the penmanship?
Yeah, damn it. I can't remember. Do you recognize it, Justine?
It's Margaret. For the love of God, everyone knows it's Margaret.
Maybe they don't know. You've never seen any of the assistants with any of the other assistants?
No, but I have heard Margaret talk about the one from 3.
Yeah, Margaret did talk about Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, yeah. Compliment him after he finishes the next task. Don't spoil him, though. Do it just like you practiced, with a piercing glare and angled hips.
So that's it! This is all a manufactured ruse! I don't know if that makes me appreciate the behavior or get angrier at it. Well, wait, not that. Those are my notes. It's even... weaker! You're actually like a person with a normal kind of soft personality who, now that I think about it, wouldn't that mean that her personality is completely different from the way that she acts?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, I won't forget that, Caroline. Blush.
It seems you have been rather looking forward to the inmates' visits.
Blush.
Smirk.
Blush. No, I haven't, Baka! Never mind that. I'm talking about the handwriting of the tasks themselves, not my stupid notes. You're not supposed to read those out loud.
Why are they even on my list? Now that you mention it, I do feel as though I've seen that handwriting somewhere before. It's the inmates.
What? I didn't write this! Can I see?
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Excuse me?
Keep your nose out of other people's business, inmate!
But it's kind of his business, too. A little. To be honest, the sense of deja vu I feel when reading this list is certainly concerning to me.
What? You're not emotionless robots?
Who made this list, and why?
What? You know, the concern that I have about this is it's really obvious where it's going. But does this mean that they're actually sort of showing some type of something about, like, Igor and the relationships between his assistants, or what his assistants are? Like, it's clearly put forth in a way that has not been like this previously. Like, I mean, is he not punishing them, but, like, isolating them? What even are they? Like, homunculus or something like that?
Who freaking knows, man?
So I hope this actually goes somewhere, because otherwise it's really obvious the entire time that the person who made the list
is Margaret,
is the previous assistant.
Yeah!
And whatever happened to the previous assistant? I have no problem assuming they're still out there, but how? Why? What?
And sometimes why?
No, those are vowels.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean? The goal's pretty obvious. It's to help train the inmate. Geez, even I know that without being hostile.
Beyond that, though, what exactly is the purpose of training him?
I have kind of asked about this before, like the rehabilitation shtick. Rehabilitation? That's what they say, right?
But do you know what that word means? But that is merely our master's order.
Well,
Someone other than him wrote this list, correct?
that means being really mean to him, right? This just hasn't worked out well for me this time, so I better keep my mouth shut. Then let's just assume there's some purpose we don't know about. If we're right in our assumption, the purpose will be clear once he finishes the whole list, right?
Maybe this is to help them think for themselves. Because they've just been kind of blindly going along with what their master says.
And they clearly have, like, they're clearly way more subservient than at least Margaret was.
Yeah, well, Margaret had her own stuff to do as well that was separate from Igor.
And there may be something to the fact that Caroline and Justine are presented as children.
Yeah.
So you might be right about that. That would be the most uplifting thing instead of kind of serious thing.
That is correct.
I suppose you have a point. Hearing something logical from you is like a cool rush of air amidst the sweltering heat of summer.
Oh, shut it! I've already lost all my standing with this time anyway. You didn't need to say that!
No, but I wanted to.
Blush!
Now
Plot
then,
everybody's death!
Let us reward you for successfully completing our task. We will now grant you access to the guillotine booster.
Woohoo! Think of it as a way to increase the number of personas you can make with the group guillotine. Plus, now you can do some super strong fusions using 5 or 6 personas when you're like 25 plus levels higher. So don't even think about taking advantage of this right now. You should be able to figure it out with some effort, inmate. I mean, you came this far, right?
We trust you will employ it wisely.
Even I can't complain about the strength of your persona right now. Ominous words and despair boost? That's just mean.
I like how he hasn't actually been building his bond with them, but they've been building their bond with each other.
What an interesting way to do a confidant!
All right.
Now then, allow me to give you your next assignment. Please note that the next privilege we provide for you will be quite powerful indeed.
I wonder what it is.
Therefore, we will require that you complete 3 tasks before you can receive it.
Well, I basically won't find out for a really long time then. All right, here's task number 1. Do you think he bought that?
Very nice, sister.
Now,
Your next assignment is a Neko Shogun with the skill Dekaja.
Now the thing is right when I was in the process of making Neko Shogun, Billy walked by and was like, "Oh, by the way, the next task is Neko Shogun with Dekaja." So I was like, "Okay." So I already have it.
You need only speak with us once to obtain it. We will be able to tell.
See if you can live up to our expectations. Oh my God! You lived up to our expectations already.
We're getting a double whammy! I can sense it within you, a Neko Shogun with Dekaja. Already,
You used those goggle things again, didn't you? The real world is so frightening.
Just sit right back down.
Huh, you're really getting the hang of this whole growth thing. I was hoping this one would be more challenging, but this was the easiest one of all. What's wrong, Justine?
It is nothing vital. However, presiding over the growth of another feels almost nostalgic in a way. Wait a minute.
Nostalgic, is it? I mean,
Ah.
could it be that these two...
Like reincarnations of Margaret and Elizabeth, maybe?
That's exactly where I was going with
Yeah.
that. I mean,
Maybe the assistant is the same person but has different iterations?
something like that, or that there's two of them and they can only last for so long. The only thing I know, I remember asking a long time ago in an episode about what Igor was, and one of you guys actually knew the answer and told us from the original, from one of the side materials from the first Persona, which is that somehow he was like a doll that managed to obtain life.
Huh.
Well, anyway, that means that Igor isn't human, whatever the exact details are.
Right.
So how is it that he's able to create life? I mean, that's why I'm thinking these are like homunculus, that he's
Yeah.
just creating other beings, sort
Yeah,
of.
maybe they're just other dolls.
And they just don't have a very long lifespan. That could be something that could indicate this.
Huh.
And it's like they don't seem to have much of a memory.
Yeah.
Because this is all about them not knowing something, and at first it just seems like they were being like, herp-de-derp, we're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it starts to make you wonder, like, are they being tampered with?
Yeah.
Or...
Do you feel the same, Caroline?
What do you mean? We've never taken care of someone like this before.
You are not wrong about that. And yet, our duty to aid his rehabilitation aside, observing his growth feels oddly familiar.
excuse
That
me?
can't be right. The inmate's growth and this rehabilitation are the exact same thing.
Hey, inmate!
The growth you're getting from these tasks is helping with your rehabilitation, right? Yeah, it really is, actually. It teaches you knowledge in terms of how to construct a persona. My gosh! Thank you! Gino is throwing it back in their face!
Oh.
You probably just don't realize it yet. You have a totally different air about you now. Since the cat's out of the bag, I'm not even gonna be that mean anymore. Anyway, Justine, don't forget about our job. The duty we've been handed is all that matters. Don't think about anything else.
Yes.
I suppose you are correct.
Except that's obviously not the case.
Yeah.
What if Igor builds up his dolls? I mean, it's not like he's doing something bad. I'm not trying to...
Right.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
What if he builds them up and then sets them free? Like, once they've gotten enough growth?
Yeah.
Because, like, Margaret... I can't speak for Elizabeth, not having played...
Me either. I've only played 4.
Right. But Margaret was not somebody who was not emotionally developed.
Right.
So it could be that these two are children because they need the development, and then as they get that sort of spiritual, emotional development, then they become adults?
For sure.
Sort of. And then after some time it's like, okay, and then out into the wild you go. The wilds of the metaverse. I have no idea. But, I mean, that could also be something that would explain... That would not make Igor look quite as bad, perhaps. Because he obviously wants them to think for themselves.
Yeah. Or Margaret does.
Or Margaret wants them to think for themselves.
It's like he creates them, but then doesn't really mess with them, and uses examples like these to build them up.
I mean, Igor is used to grooming Persona users, after all, via hands-on, hands-off approaches, depending on every game. So it very possibly he's also doing that with his assistants. I guess you're gonna have to keep worrying about this till the inmate finishes his rehabilitation, huh, Justine? Look what you've done, inmate. Getting us all wrapped up in your fate. Blech.
That's what Margaret said in 4, that she wanted to be entangled in the main character's fate, and that's why she started giving requests. Because she would look at the persona and sort of get a read off the main characters by looking at the persona.
Because, I mean, that's a detail I've forgotten, because
Yeah.
I haven't played 4 since it came out.
Since the personas are facets of your personality, that's how she gets a view of the real world.
Okay, then, yeah, that's
See,
really good.
Justine is even reacting. Could it be?
It's not it can't be a coincidence that same line was used. What's up?
Nothing. But I believe I am beginning to look forward to seeing whether the inmate can complete his tasks.
You heard her! Don't disappoint us, inmate!
See? The way she reacted right after that. It's no coincidence!
I like how it's actually far more interesting than I was originally expecting.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, on to the next task, and if you have this one done too, I don't even know what to do with my life. Justine?
Farewell.
Ah yes, here's the second task you must fulfill before receiving your reward. We would like you to harbor a lachesis with the skill Tetraja within you.
Lachesis?
Yes, that. You only need to speak with us once you obtain it. We will be able to tell.
Okay.
Bring us a Lachesis or a Lachesis or a Lacusis or a Lacobble, or whatever it's called, you hear? One that knows Tetraja, right away! Darn, I was kind of hoping you already had it. This isn't nearly so exciting this time.
Right. We just defeated 2 shadows. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. 8.7 million.
Well, they're not giving us a medal for that.
I wish they would!
You're back.
Oh, goody. You know what this is about.
The deadline's tomorrow. We gonna be okay?
The pictures are gone. He has no avenue to threaten us anymore. That is, if we're able to trust what Kaneshiro said. Don't say such scary stuff.
We can't relax just yet. He may still end up released from police custody. For real? That is, unless they have decisive evidence, like a confession.
It'll be fine. No, at this point I actually am worried, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I mean, I'm not so sure that he's not in worse trouble.
Right. But there does at least seem to be some movement. Sis actually sent me a message saying she won't be home tonight. There's a chance that the police have found their breakthrough. Ooh, does that mean it happened?
The timing's perfect. I guess let's just hope for the best.
I'm gonna stay up all night watching the news to find out. Not gonna play video games, I promise.
That's very gung-ho of you, but why don't you just go to sleep instead, man?
Because I'm the gung-ho of the gung-hoiest. Wait, I said that backwards, I'm sorry.
Speaking of things that we're sorry for, no, wait. We have not quite made a decision as to who it is that we're going to romance, but I thought, why not leave it up to you guys?
Decide our fate.
No, in all seriousness, we're going to leave this, the decision of who it is that we romance, entirely up to you, our viewers. Let us know in the comments. I'd also like to point out, like, cast a vote.
Yeah.
I would also like to point out that everyone and no one are valid options. So whoever it is you want to see us go with, just vote for it. And I was about to say something.
Yeah?
If I said that might make it win, so I'm not going to say it. Anyway, we know we're coming up on Kawakami pretty soon, going to be able to start pursuing the romantic stuff. So we kind of want to get this out of the way pretty fast. It doesn't matter if it's a character we haven't met yet. You can still vote for her. We're going to keep the voting up for 1 week from now.
Yeah.
So please vote.
And if you don't vote, you can't complain.
Please vote. Don't leave us hanging like this. Time to do my business.
Damn!
That is a big boost. I heard they caught some criminal.
People are saying it was foretold by a calling card.
Oh, I know about that. I saw them in Shibuya.
That Phantom Thieves forum is super active.
There's a forum? What's it called? I want to see. PhantomThieves.com!
No matter how hard they looked, even our organized crime department couldn't catch Junya Kaneshiro.
Oh, ho, 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 ho! What's that? Your organization sucks?
I don't know about that, but most people aren't going to do something as ridiculously reckless as what Makoto did. That's for
true.
sure.
That's true.
And yet he simply turned himself in. Even confessed all his crimes.
He did confess everything. Now, at this point, Saya has already been concerned. And, like, she's taken the Phantom Thieves thing seriously from the beginning.
Right.
But at this point, she has got to be like, this is probably real.
Yeah, yeah.
The Phantom Thieves.
Exactly.
Is it a crime to manipulate someone's heart?
Depending on the means, yes. He's absolutely right.
Even if it makes someone admit their evil deeds and helps make them pay for their crimes?
Say something more self-incriminating, Makoto.
I hope she hasn't fallen under their influence.
I don't need to make a comment, do
Yeah,
I?
no, you don't.
Again, it is a complicated situation, but there will be more time to explore it later. Speaking of which,
Phantom Thieves.
so what's your reaction to this gonna be?
Damn it.
He's lost his cool.
He doesn't seem to be happy about this.
As we expected, he just keeps incriminating himself further. 100% chance he's a Persona user.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Kaneshiro finally confessed!
I'm kind of glad that it hasn't been like a big public deal.
Yeah.
I suppose part of it, I mean, he's not the sort of figure you could make something like that with out of anyway. I suppose the police really want to shut up about the Phantom Thieves.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But there's no way that the press isn't just going to explode with Phantom Thieves stuff.
Of course.
People have been making a huge deal of it since the police announced it.
Aw, yeah.
It's difficult to accept that the authorities are taking all of the credit for his arrest.
No, it isn't really.
Not only is it obvious that they would do so, but they would need to.
Yeah.
The police can't try and they can't say thank you, Phantom Thieves. At that point, their own credibility is shot. I mean, certainly any like police commissioner or employee who said that as an official public statement,
We get fired.
they'd get canned in 5 minutes.
People are going nuts about the Phantom Thieves online, though. Look!
There's no way that the police can contain this.
Yeah.
Like, this really should be quite big. There maybe won't even need to be, there might not be a need to do another one.
It's all coming together for us.
Or to go after another target for a similar reason if
Yeah.
you're trying to improve your profile.
Right.
After this, well, strategy.
This is quite the turnaround. All of a sudden, people are expressing their long-standing belief in us.
I always believed in the Phantom Thieves.
Well, actually, there might be people who had, but
Didn't have the courage to come out with it.
they didn't want to actually admit it. But now, of course, the Phantom Thieves are real popular. So for about a week or so online, it's going to be totally in vogue.
Yeah.
There should be press about them.
So this is why Makoto told us to post the calling card anywhere that might stand out.
I mean, then you can't pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And again, at this point, they've had like the same MO every time and something of the same result every time. So it makes it easier to tell them apart from the copycats.
Right.
Pretty smart move on her part.
Well, everything she does is a smart move. We're glad to have her.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, why isn't she here?
Running late?
Oh, where is our amazing Miss President?
Hello? It's Makoto. My apologies, but I won't be able to join you today.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully it's nothing serious and it's just something innocuous, but...
Well, we can hope.
I've been called into a meeting with the principal.
That may or may not actually be serious.
But Damon, if she's been investigating all this stuff happening with the students, and then all of a sudden the person she's investigating comes clean that he's been embezzling or blackmailing all the students, Kobayakawa might not be smart enough to put 2 and 2 together, but the person he reports to might.
But does he report things like that necessarily?
Maybe.
It didn't seem like that was the sort of thing he'd report to the director, but you're right.
It's possible.
Depending on how... I guess the only ways that Makoto could handle it are either A, it ends up making her look really bad at school. She might actually like get not fired, but removed from her position as student council president.
Right.
So it's either going to make her look bad at school, which is a problem, or she is going to have to like do all kinds of rhetorical gymnastics in order to talk her way out of it. Yeah, that could actually be pretty bad. It all depends on, well, where the game is going next.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need to worry, though. More importantly, there was a special on TV about the Phantom Thieves.
Yeah!
Artist rendition.
Huh? What did it say?
They were talking all about our calling cards.
It's the only thing they have.
Yeah!
For real?
They don't have, like, pictures or anything.
Anyway, my apologies about today. I'll have to see you all another time.
I hope this goes well, though.
Yeah, I'm concerned, too.
Who was that?
Sometimes you hold this plastic thing to your ear and I just don't understand.
Really? Oh, that's freaking crazy!
Well, I hope all this excitement doesn't place us on the police's radar.
They will be more on the police's radar than they ever have been.
It'll be fine. No way they'd find out about that weird other world.
That's okay, the police are incompetent. They didn't even question him at Kamoshida.
Yeah, they didn't question anybody when these are people who should obviously have been talked to.
Yeah.
If they actually seriously start investigating the case, it won't take long for them to figure out who are some people of interest.
Right.
However, what Ryuji says here is also really true. Random police officers are never going to find out about the metaverse.
Ever.
True, but...
Still, I've been saying it the whole time that it's only a matter of time before somebody pegs these guys, at least some of them.
Right.
Do you remember what the fake Kaneshiro said towards the end?
Another metaverse user.
Yeah, I am worried about this.
Didn't he say we're not the only ones going in and out of other people's palaces?
Especially considering that glorious little, very brief scene with Akechi earlier.
Yeah.
Seems like it's about time for us to deal with this, isn't it?
Let's add him to the party!
Not gonna let it bother me. As far as we know, he was just pulling that shit out of his ass.
You can't be
Ryuji.
so blindly optimistic.
I hope that's the case.
Madarame said the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, in your face, Akechi.
Ryuji's just wallowing in the good feelings right now. He doesn't want to worry about a downer, I suppose.
To be fair, this is definitely a time to celebrate for a little while. And, not really worry too much
Let's go
about...
to the Wilton. We can certainly afford it.
I don't want to go back to the Wilton!
Now, what do you want to do about our next target?
Getting tired of that food. Okay. Let's just give it some time before we even think about that.
Yeah.
Let's just relax.
Like summer vacation's coming
Don't
up.
get ahead of yourself.
Thank you, On.
Still, people might expect a lot from our next move, considering how excited they're getting.
That may not be the right way to look at it, though, but, that's why we just need some time to see what people are thinking. It's possible that some places, if there's any press in Tokyo that is kind of pro-Phantom Thieves, it's possible they might start throwing out suggestions themselves.
Yeah.
And if they start doing that, those should never be acted upon.
Right. I fully agree with you.
Because that way you don't want to get caught up in the system.
Mm-hmm.
But still, if you're looking for something big, we'll see. I didn't take my own advice. Shut up and just relax about this for a little while.
We can't just pick any old schmo now.
There is no need to hurry, though. Counting Kamoshida, we've claimed 3 consecutive victories, right?
That's
We
right.
should just lay low and wait for all this excitement to blow over.
Thank you, Yusuke.
Thank you very much.
In that case, how about we have another celebration?
Oh, good idea. We can make it a welcoming party for Miss President, too.
Works just
By the
fine.
way, that briefcase, it's pretty damn expensive. Let's sell it and drop the cash on our party.
So, last time there were basically like 2 parties.
Where did you find this? Why?
Don't worry about it. I still don't have enough guts to get you as a confidant, by the way.
Wow. Seems like the lay low and wait idea has gone completely out the window.
What's wrong?
Necessarily.
Yeah, what's wrong with just having a party?
They're not going to draw attention
So we
like
can
that.
count you out then, Morgana?
What are you talking about? I was just saying we should try and keep our party on the down low.
What do you mean? What were you gonna do? Like, go out there and just start, like, running about the streets, like Central Street in broad daylight? We are the Phantom Thieves! That's not a party, come on.
That's the spirit. Well, I'm gonna let Makoto know.
Of course, Morgana doesn't get to enjoy these parties nearly as much as anybody else.
That's true. That's true.
Poor kitty.
Hi, Makoto. There's something we forgot to tell you. So, oh.
What's wrong?
Hello? I hope you remember we have finals
Voicemail,
next
maybe?
week. Yusuke and Morgana excluded, of course. If you wish not to stand out, you had best not get bad grades, okay?
I like how she's actually reminding them, like, don't screw this up, so you better just do all right.
That is something I simply would not be able to overlook as student council president. For now, behave and concentrate on your studies. We can have fun once finals are over. Understood?
That's a fair compromise.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, I'm boned.
All right. Been a while.
Care to explain?
How is he going to make this into
Well, when
something...
a mommy and a daddy really like each other. Oh, sorry, what?
I really wonder which direction he's going to go with this, if he's going to start accusing Makoto.
I believe in what I wrote. The Phantom Thieves are just.
Have you figured out who they are?
No, I'm nowhere close. However, after considering all the facts, I concluded there are no errors in their acts or principles. Thus, upon deeming them to be on the side of justice, I have decided to end my investigation.
Especially since she's not getting anywhere. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
She didn't find anything out about the Phantom Thieves at all. Nothing at all. So I guess she did go the rhetorical gymnastics route to just talk her way out of it. I suppose she can also use the, you can't pressure me to do anything else, can you? I've already given my reasoning for this.
But that's impossible.
Oh.
Possible. May I see the evidence you have that leads you to believe so?
After all, isn't this the type of critical thinking that you have taught us to employ here at school?
I was just speaking to the director of a prestigious college about your letter of recommendation, too.
What crap!
That's not gonna work anymore.
No, it really won't.
She's not gonna... The way she is now, she's just...
Stick it up your butt.
There will be no need for that. I intend on getting into a good college by my own merit.
Suck it, Eggman!
Yeah! Go, Makoto!
Please excuse me.
Hey, we're not done here.
You know, I've actually been denied, like I was stealth denied a letter of recommendation once.
Really?
I don't really like to talk about that.
I never knew.
No, it was something
Because
that...
you don't like to talk about it, I assume.
Yeah, it was something that happened. I really felt stabbed in the back. My life would be completely different otherwise. I don't mean better. I'm not saying I regret how it turned out.
Right.
The only thing that I'm angry about, though, is that like the teacher really did completely flake on the whole thing. What a stab in the back. Neener!
Well.
Sir, it's me. I apologize for bothering you like this.
Please don't hurt me.
About that. Yes, I am making progress. However, I have stumbled upon some difficulties.
everything that we had to say about this, there's no reason
It's
for
been
us
said.
to. Yeah, it's been said. There's no reason to rehash any of it.
Right.
But it's like, how deep does this run? What are they talking about?
Still, why would someone as important as you be interested in a petty case like this?
Your position is not to question.
Why did they automatically pick Shujin as the place? You know what I'm saying? Like the place to really look? Maybe. It could be that they're sort of sticking tendrils out everywhere to other schools, but
I mean,
why
Akechi...
schools? Why schools? Yeah.
No, that's not what I meant. I will investigate with all the resources available to
Try
me.
doing it yourself instead of sending somebody else that you may or may not necessarily trust to do it. You tried doing it with a student you thought was your lapdog and see how it turned out?
It may be that only people of a certain age have the potential to awaken to a persona. There might be an age cutoff or something.
If that were the case, then some of the previous games would just be completely thrown out. There have been people like around 40 years old
who've awakened to personas.
Yeah, who got persona.
Oh,
of course. I should be able to let you know relatively soon. Yes, I will bring good news.
You can trust me, right?
What are you involved in? It's just like, how criminal is it, is all I'm really getting at.
Well then, thank you for your...
Because we know, well, maybe not. We know that he was talking to the SIU director at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if he was talking to Shido.
Right.
And we know that they're all kind of connected.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the friendliest of fashion. We just don't know.
I'm home.
Hi, sis. You look tired. Is everything okay?
Don't worry about me. How about you, Makoto? Have you been keeping up with your studies?
Well, less than usual, but studying other things.
Yes, of course.
I'm sure she's proficient enough at studying that she doesn't really have to study as much as most regular people, I think.
Well, that was always the argument I used. I never really had to bother with it too much just to do well.
I mean,
but
me either, really.
But what I'm talking about is, like, that's not how it works in Japan, though.
Oh.
In Japan, studying is an activity. It's more active. It's something that's expected that you do.
I see.
I suspect that probably Makoto has just continued studying with just the same furor as she had before because it's actually something she cares about.
That's true.
Though, what is the point of studying?
Or not.
What do you mean?
I guess she actually has, like, sort of broken free from that shell and isn't going to do it if she doesn't feel like it.
If she doesn't think it's important?
Yeah, something like that.
I was just wondering what will be waiting for me at the end. Even if I manage to push through tough entrance exams, I'm still thrust into a competitive society.
What else is there besides success? Don't ask me such childish questions.
Oi, let's not start down this road again.
Isn't this the man the Phantom Thieves sent a calling card for? I heard he confessed all his crimes.
She is really kind of being pretty crappy here, isn't she?
Yeah.
Though she has, every right to not be entirely pleased with her sister.
Yeah.
Even the police couldn't figure out why. It really was out of nowhere. This would only make sense if his personality changed. That would be impossible.
Why does it matter? The police still caught him in the end, right?
He's behind bars.
She's really kind of grown a lot.
Well,
it's liberating.
She was behind a wall of her own construction for so long. She was growing, but it was inhibited by the wall.
I don't think it's entirely of her own construction, though. Not entirely, but sure,
okay,
go ahead.
You know what I mean. I mean, it was constructed by the people around her.
And herself.
And then when she finally broke through, all of her potential just burst out.
Well, and so the result is, I'm just not worried about anything. And she's like a lot more confident and sort of feels wiser.
Yeah.
I had plans set for a promotion, but no one can take credit for his arrest now with that confession.
What? Oh.
Not that a child would understand.
Oh, come on! Can you really blame your little sister from keeping things from you or from kind of directly sniping at you when you say stuff like that? Come on, what the heck is wrong with you?
Yeah, just because you're having stress at work doesn't mean you take it out on your frickin' sister.
Well, you remember last time, it seemed like it was getting on the level of a distortion or something is what we were concerned with. Poor Makoto.
So she was pursuing the case after all. Promotion. You've changed, sis.
Yeah, trying to focus on her own promotion at a time like that.
Right.
But I'll be okay. I finally found a place where I belong.
Yes. And friends.
After all this time, she finally doesn't feel alone. And finally feels accepted.
Good for you.
Ah, you're back.
How goes it? Everything seems above board with you, but...
Seems above board?
That doesn't mean you can slack off because summer's on the horizon. Got it? You make a mistake, you'll get kicked out.
I know!
This reaction is incredible. I'm honestly shocked to see it.
It is only natural that people are surprised. Even the police were struggling to catch him. Yeah. By the way, you said you were called in by the principal? Did something happen?
It was regarding my investigation of the incident with Mr. Kamoshida. Don't worry, I didn't mention a word about any of you. I essentially told him I was unable to find any information.
Are you gonna be alright? I mean, don't know how any of this turned out, so...
I will. I've graduated from my role as the exemplary honor student. From now on, I'm going to be more honest with myself. It's quite a refreshing feeling. What are you gonna do now? Want to stay with the Phantom Thieves?
Why would you not?
That's my intention, assuming it wouldn't be any trouble.
What?
Right?
Welcome aboard!
Seriously! It'd actually be a big problem if you didn't stick with us.
We've grown rather dependent on you, unfortunately.
We'd have to break your legs. No, sorry, that's the Mafia.
We should allow her to join us. It would be greatly convenient.
Well then, I hope I can continue getting along with all of you. I was under the impression she'd already joined, but I guess it's not official till they have the party.
They haven't had the party yet, so there you go. Advisor, huh? This new teammate of ours is pretty promising. We'll be able to do even more now. I guess.
Probably.
Hello?
Hi.
Every time! You do that every time!
I don't know why you're surprised.
Well, what have we now, then?
We're gonna find our next target, obviously.
Oh!
Don't be ridiculous.
How is it that I forget every single time that we find out our next target right after the deadline?
Did you know that after you hang out with Yoshida, you get 3 points of charm?
It's the same thing as that, my gosh! I don't think actually any of it has been in the episode, but Billy was always like, oh, after hanging out with Yoshida, did you know you get 3 points of charm? Do you always get 3 points of charm? And
until a certain point.
And so I always just would like blast him ruthlessly about it, but I clearly do the same thing, so... let he who is without sin cast the first stone, eh?
This new ally you gained was Makoto?
Why would you tell her?
Why did you do that?
Just tell me the truth.
Ha! Don't be... I mean...
You already know the truth, I assume.
Makoto.
Maybe she just didn't believe it.
Yeah, how did you never notice? Or you wanted to not believe it?
That's preposterous. If what you say is true...
Go on.
The whole time.
Was Makoto also running from the police when you were arrested?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ask her yourself.
Now that I think about it, she did start talking a lot about the investigation from summer onward.
You just were too wrapped up in yourself.
Exactly.
Didn't pay quite enough attention, and the attention you did pay was, but you're a kid.
Hostile, yeah.
Nothing else matters but your success. How could you possibly be surprised that she would completely move away from you? You never noticed that she was actually suffering. Or if you did, you didn't care enough to try and help her.
Right.
Even in a small way. Those little things that can help people.
She was too wrapped up in what I'm doing is for her own good.
Yeah.
Makoto aside, you mentioned one other important detail. Did Kaneshiro really say there was someone using the metaverse besides the Phantom Thieves?
You already told me you didn't believe in the metaverse.
And we've already said that she's clearly phrasing this in a way in order to interrogate him.
I'm trying to be hostile back. Take the wind out of my sails there.
I'll take all the wind.
Those words could just be taken as you shifting blame to this other person, you know.
It was you, wasn't it? It's the truth.
Yeah. Her expression
But why
shifted.
would you fabricate such an elaborate story and then shift the blame elsewhere?
Yeah, why would I do that?
There are two possibilities. Either you've simply been trying to confuse me with your lies.
Which doesn't seem like it's working, frankly.
Yeah,
She seems pretty unflappable.
she seems to be the one who's trying to, like, crack us. So
Yeah.
wouldn't responding... You know, I like that, unflappable. That's a really good way to put that.
Or everything you've stated is true.
Hey, that's always a possibility.
About that, huh?
Have you been telling me the truth from the very start?
What if, in fact, I have? What would that change?
I have no reason to lie.
I have no reason to lie.
Does that mean you're placing your trust in me?
Oh.
I would like to think so, but I don't know the context of what's going on! Though I suppose Jiro doesn't really know the context of what's going on, as he's still, like, bamboozled from the truth drug.
Yeah, and the beatings?
Then again, I am investigating a thief who steals hearts.
And you have been for some time, and you know it. And before you were investigating the thief who steals hearts, you were investigating the psychotic breakdowns.
Yeah. Is it working, honey? Wink.
Very well. No matter how absurd it may seem, I'll reevaluate my stance on believing you, for now.
Yes! I consider that a victory!
Especially by name-dropping her sister, but I'm still surprised he did that. With everyone else, it's been like, I ain't telling you nothing.
That might be the only way to get her to see the truth?
Yeah.
That might be the only way to get her to see the truth?
Yeah, you are right. I mean, it did clearly kind of stun her, and like taking someone off their guard, that's how you create an opening when you're arguing.
In return, speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
So help me God!
No, this isn't a courtroom yet.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't exactly been incredibly forthcoming with information throughout this.
But you have been telling the truth.
I have not lied.
It's a fair deal. Is that acceptable?
If you're serious, then that would be acceptable. But I can't take this... I was going to say I can't take this too seriously. That's not the way it goes. It's just that I can't get too involved. This is so far in the future.
Yeah.
Well.
Wait, what?
Really?
What?
Am thou,
Just like Akechi, huh?
thou hast
Huh!
declared a new vow.
So this is another one that will advance as the story does.
Shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity.
Judgment. It'll be judgment.
With
It has
the
to be.
breath of the judgment,
Yeah, you're right.
Persona, I have obtained the winds
Bam!
of blessing that shall lead to freedom and
Look,
new
with
power.
law enforcement, it's either going to be justice or judgment anyway, so...
Right? It's Tower!
All right.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it was.
So, are we gonna get abilities from her?
We're running out of time. Let's move on to your next target.
Probably like Akechi, no we won't.
Ah.
I mean, I'm sure that both of them will give abilities, just we're not there yet.
I
Right.
stand corrected. It was they who targeted your group first, wasn't it?
Well!
Okay, so we have been pseudo-spoiled from you guys, it's okay, that next up is Futaba. Besides, it would have to be. Like, that's something I wouldn't necessarily be upset about. But, you know, you kind of, from looking at, like, the opening screen, you know that Futaba is next, and we're on the 4th freaking palace at this point. We have to get the Navigator.
Yeah!
So, we know nothing about her.
Right.
Except, they have mentioned, so we do know that Futaba is next. That's
Right.
kind of what I'm getting at. We haven't said anything about it, but there have been, like, bits of dialogue
About Medjed?
About Medjed, the hacker group.
Yeah.
So obviously, they're talking about that.
Right.
Now, we don't really know anything about it, but it's something that has been set up to this point.
What I do know about Futaba is she looks like a squidling.
A what?
A squidling from Splatoon.
You and your shooters, man.
The identity of your opponent is this.
Of
we
course.
have no pictures. Even their names and identities are unknown.
So I guess they didn't confess so much as stop doing what they're doing?
Who knows?
Yeah.
We have no way of knowing how any of this is going to work. I like the at as well. I think it was Mishima that might have said, like, at first it was like rah rah Medjed,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
they started going in the wrong direction.
Right.
Maybe this will finally be our person who, upon dealing with the distortion, they end up joining.
Well, wouldn't it kind of have to be? Because we know she's a party member.
Well, it could. There's more than one person in
That's
Medjed.
true.
Presumably,
That's true.
Presumably, we don't know.
That's
If
true.
what you told me is true, then this nav thing you've mentioned wouldn't have worked in this case.
Oh!
Huh. Oh, yeah, exactly, because how would anybody... Oh, how are we going to deal with this? What are the thieves going to do? I can't wait to find out. Finally, okay, we've had 3 that have been pretty straight, so now is the point in, like, the traditional narrative structure when everything has to start getting more complicated and the rules are either broken or we have to... Yeah, or they're changed or we have to interact with them in a different way. And these always get so exciting. Yeah!
How did you target them?
I don't know, and you're not going to tell me.
Tell me everything.
I will when I know. Maybe they're targeting the Phantom Thieves because they're stepping in on their territory?
Kind of, yeah. Hey, you're there, right? Come downstairs.
Hooray! You know, long ago I did some Confidant events with you. Well, there's still plenty of game left.
Hey, check the ingredients in the fridge.
I wonder if it's the same stuff that's been there the whole time.
Hey, what's up?
Hot mama?
Huh? It's not right. Not cute.
It definitely is the hot mama type.
Yeah.
That was the one the staff recommended to me, though.
Ha!
Won't that printer do?
Oh.
Okay, whatever. I'm confused now.
Well, it'll do, but it's not it.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I'll be right over.
Meanwhile, Gino is like, I don't even know what's going on.
This might take a while. I'm leaving the store to you.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I just got distracted realizing 2 things. First, I thought, okay, we've been mentioning all these things that have happened that the thieves have done that should make it obvious to be able to track these people down.
Right.
But nobody's followed up on that. So then I was like, I guess that means Medjed figured out who the Phantom Thieves were using that information. Then I was like, oh, of course that's what happened because we were just told that Medjed targeted the thieves.
Right.
But it still means that somebody finally, after all this time, is going to put all these freaking dots together. You know, Ryuji with the megaphone, we are the thieves! Finally!
And all their text combos.
Oh, God!
That's probably the easiest way to track them down.
That's how you find the people to suspect is the people who already were at the center of these issues. The police didn't follow up, and then you start trying to get their text information.
Yeah.
Makoto already said, "What if someone checks
You're
the
right!
server?"
You're right.
So,
well, she was talking about the metanav, which they presumably can't hack. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, well, like I had said at the time, nobody lose your phones.
Yeah.
But if you're skilled hackers, so hooray! That was really not the right place for this, but that's what I was thinking of.
Lock up for me if I don't come back.
While Sojiro was talking.
If I don't come back, expect the worst.
Going on a date? Eh?
Something like that.
Eh.
What a handful.
I'm learning from you, boss!
I love his hat.
And that concludes the latest news on the suspect Kaneshiro.
If he confessed, is he still a suspect?
This case is said to be a result of the Phantom Thieves' actions, but what do you think?
Yeah, we should be all over TV.
Right? I don't know.
We don't know their methods, but I believe they are a menace that will threaten this law-abiding country.
Law-abiding.
That's too simplistic, but...
Well, if you
this
look...
dangerous group tampers with people's hearts. It's no different from brainwashing.
if you look at it like that, law-abiding, we are a menace to them.
Perhaps that is a good way to put it. Well, I will save this for a better time. We don't need to rant now.
I see. You're absolutely correct.
Or rant anymore now, but it has been a couple episodes.
I wonder what's going on. Didn't this happen a little while ago, too? Who was it again? You know, that famous artist.
What's his name?
Madarame, was it?
They punished those awful people, didn't they? The Phantom Thieves aren't at fault then.
And again, it's not like the thieves are killing them.
You're getting a free refill.
Yeah, it's not, but it isn't. The thieves aren't killing them,
No.
So it's hard to take that type of hard line. No, I'm supposed to not be doing this.
David, restrain yourself.
That may be true, but
why do you even have a gag?
Don't you think so too, dearie? The Phantom Thieves aren't doing anything wrong, are they?
Funny you should ask me.
Of course they're not.
See, even he says that they're doing good.
And he's a person with charges against him.
He's a coffee salesman, so he knows.
Oh my, look at the time. We should probably head home.
Ah, you're right.
You know, it is true that Jito would become part of the community like this.
Yeah.
Thanks for the drink.
Anytime, guys. Can't wait till the next time you're back.
A fan of the Phantom Thieves is a fan of mine. Wait, I said that wrong.
Yes. I've received the reports on Kanashiro's case. But to think the Phantom Thieves would honestly attempt an absurd idea like social reform.
So, Damon, I have a joke for you.
Yes.
The SIU director walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Why the long face?" You can continue now. I think I killed Damon, everyone. I'm sorry.
I'm done. He took me out.
What? I haven't told a bad joke in a while. What do you want from me?
Okay.
All seriousness.
So, how is he assuming that the Phantom Thieves are doing social reform? That is kind of what we're doing, if by social reform you mean smashing corruption.
If he's clearly involved with all these shenanigans.
Right.
So, he probably knows exactly how they're doing it, which means that to him,
so, yeah.
And like you said, we are doing social reform. So for someone who's in the know, that makes perfect sense to assume that.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I'm not pleased about the general public's support of them either.
And since he's, like, advocating the bad parts, he's obviously going to see what the Phantom Thieves are doing as a negative thing.
Of course, we're getting a different... I mean, yes, you're right. I agree. Some of the lines he said about Shido, he's got a different position than other people. I think it's probably more complicated than we expect, but also not. I'm also surprised that he still doesn't have a name!
You're right! He's just the SIU director!
There's also the danger of the metaverse being exposed with their continued action.
That's exactly what I thought. When he was talking about prospects earlier and him, it just really seemed like he knew about that. That's why he was talking to Kobayakawa, looking for this stuff. Okay, thank you, game.
Actually, there is one countermeasure he brought in that seems usable.
Yes?
Now, is he talking about Medjed here, or is he talking about the mysterious man?
Yeah.
It involves having the Phantom Thieves destroy themselves without our direct intervention.
It's Medjed.
We'll set things up so that those mental shutdown occurrences are their doing.
Or it's not.
And this appears to ultimately bear fruit, doesn't it?
I guess so.
Ah, I thought as much. I had a feeling that it was too brutal for it to be his own idea.
As in, assuming it is Akechi.
Right?
This seems to be saying that it wouldn't have been Akechi's idea to do it.
Right.
There's a lot to take apart here, but the thing is we kind of have already talked about it, so we're not really surprised.
Yeah.
Still, the think you'd go through such elaborate detail to crush them.
I suppose the idea, or the thing that I just said about his position being slightly different, I just must have misread one of his lines, because it seems like he is, in fact, in the position I initially thought.
Their actions must be that much of an eyesore for you. I sympathize with what you're going through.
Alright, darn it! So, I was about to start talking about something, and then Billy made this bizarre, funny, ridiculous, stupid-looking face, and it completely derailed my train of thought. I tried for like 10 minutes to remember what I was talking about. I finally did, and now I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
I can't help it, it's the face I was born with.
Blah!
Continuing on.
Why'd you even do that? Grumble, grumble.
Well then, we'll clean this up quickly and put it behind us.
Yeah, we'll clean it up quickly and put it behind us.
Put you behind the insult?
Okay.
I don't even know what's going on.
Yes. A grand undertaking like social reform is beyond a group such as the Phantom Thieves.
So, now that we've gotten a bit more information about this, what we'd been suspecting from the very beginning, that it's an organization of people who know about the metaverse and utilize it.
Right.
It has proven to be completely true.
Yeah.
And it would appear to be sort of at upper echelons of society, involving at least one elected representative and going so far as the police and seeming to stretch some tendrils through a lot of other things. Saya does not know about it because she's not high up enough in the loop.
Right.
And I suppose they have been using Akechi. It would make way more sense that they would be using him, and that's what for the metaverse stuff, and that's why he has the position that he does.
Right.
Because he's clearly quite good at everything, but like that would sort of, I mean, again, we're assuming they're talking about Akechi, but he's the only person we know of that is definitely a Persona user.
Right.
Like, that would make more sense than the police, in fact, employing a boy detective who's still in high school, don't you think?
Well, it worked in Persona 4.
Right, but this isn't going to be a complete retread.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
But anyway, it's really gross that it's just a bunch of people who do have power
and are just abusing it,
and are completely abusing it. I don't.
At the cost of people's sanity and lives.
Yes, exactly that. I don't believe that to be in power or to have success, you have to be corrupt. I think that's a bleak worldview. And it seems to indicate that no matter how hard you would try, you could never succeed unless, well, you become evil.
Right.
I cannot accept that or believe that or really never have and don't even give it any truck, right?
Right.
But in the world of Persona 5, or at least in Tokyo here and now in Persona 5, it appears to be that you're not allowed to have enough power unless you're part of this secret cabal. Illuminati confirmed, that kind of thing.
Persona Naughty.
So now, said Persona Naughty are actually going to be coming after the thieves.
Can we not use Persona Naughty? I just had a weird mental image.
For some reason, I believe that may be a good recommendation, so yes.
Okay.
Right, so now the Phantom Thieves are going to be attacked by the government.
By the Phantom Hackers.
Only a few people are entitled to change the world. Like you, future Prime Minister.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if he is playing at something else. And then he got that evil laugh, so probably not. Huh, it's Ryuji.
It's always Ryuji!
Hey, it's me. Where you at? What you doing?
Working. It's pretty lame, but there's no customers here. Why?
There's a cat, though.
Yeah, there is a cat, and he's just decided that he has to slay the cardboard. Man, first you make that funny face.
Now, we're all just conspiring against you, David.
And now there happens to be a cardboard box, and the cat has decided to destroy it. Man, what am I even doing with my life?
In which the Bittersweet gamer's worst enemy is themselves.
Store.
It's a secret.
Gotcha. We're gonna come over right now about the, you-know-what. See ya.
The party? Oh,
why do you feel the need to say,
What's
oh,
up? We're here to hang out.
Because Makoto's not supposed to...
yeah, surprise party.
That's not why we're here. We need to study for finals.
Ooh, study group.
That sounds great. Why don't we do that?
Why am I here too?
To study for the finals?
Look, it's too late, okay? You need to just suck it up and accept that you are part of this group, all right? And if you don't want to be our friend, we're going to club you over the head and drag you around anyway, so you may as well do it willingly.
That's my preferred style for picking up women. Ugh, ugh.
You're one of us now, so of course you gotta help us. We're in trouble if you don't teach us, you know.
Like what, do you think we can study for finals? Meanwhile, you know, Gino is like, I got this. This is fine.
Yusuke is like, why am I here? I'd go to a different school.
He doesn't really care. He just sort of goes with whatever everyone says anyway.
Yeah.
I don't wanna do it.
Even you're saying such things?
Let's leave those guys be.
What?
I couldn't ask the last time I was here, but what is this place? The storekeeper doesn't seem to be around.
I murdered him. He's in the fridge.
Excuse me? Well, it's a hole-in-the-wall coffee shop that gets really good reviews in those hoity-toity food magazines. I can make some coffee. You want some coffee?
That's where this guy lives.
In the fridge.
He's got complicated circumstances.
Might as well just tell her.
Oh, yeah. No, she should have to know.
Yeah.
We can tell her about it.
Yeah.
Right? Actually, tell yourself.
How does she not know? The gossip's been all over school.
But that's just the gossip. That's not the truth of the matter.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Off screen?
That's terrible.
That would be one of the main reasons why we as the Phantom Thieves really don't like corruption, because we've all experienced it, and no more of it.
Yeah.
Now that we have something we can do about it.
On, Yusuke, and me are pretty much the same too. I mean, it's not as bad as this guy's though.
There's definitely a sliding scale in which An is the least affected, but she's affected. She's here. In any case, she's part of the group. That's the way it is. Nobody's arguing with that.
There was more at stake with An than the others. Kind of.
In some ways.
Yeah.
I mean, just talking about the Shiho incident, but...
Right.
It's just something we can't ever put up with. That's why we all became Phantom Thieves.
And Makoto is no different.
Exactly. She's already one of the group.
Hey, don't forget me.
Poor kitty.
I know. We're all part of the team. By the way, Makoto, ain't there someone you can't forgive either? Like, a heart you want to change?
Like, her sister?
Maybe.
That's a secret.
Ah, there's someone like that. You could just tell us, you know. You don't gotta be so cold.
That aside, do you have any intention of studying for the exam?
I have been spending a lot of time getting my knowledge up to 4, darn it.
Not really.
I'm just gonna play video games, like normal.
Hey, if Yuji did really well on the finals, that would be standing out.
I like the way you think.
It's fine if I leave then?
Hey!
No, I'm just joking. Please teach us.
I think she was doing that
just to tease him?
Yeah, to make him take it seriously.
What was this term? It's phobia, so it's a fear of some kind.
Ooh.
I think it's a fear of open spaces. You don't hear it that often,
Agoraphobia.
though.
That would be agoraphobia. I used to suffer from it quite acutely.
Leave vocabulary and long sentences to me. I suck at proper grammar, though.
Even if we study English, it's not like I'm gonna use it in the future.
It's funny every time.
When it comes to you, your Japanese is questionable too.
Hey, me speak good.
Shut up.
Explain the writer's feelings? What point is there in that?
On?
Oh, it's impossible. I can't memorize all these formulas. ain't there a good way of cheating?
Man, he gives up so easily on stuff he's not interested in.
Right.
But, I mean, he'll
when
never...
his heart's behind it, he goes 120%.
Yeah, he'll never give up in those cases.
Why don't we take a break?
You guys are lowering my grades just from being here. Meanwhile, Yusuke is like, I'm studying for my own things. This is turning out perfectly fine.
And that was the follow-up report on the suspect Kaneshiro. Now, Akechi-san.
Of course he's on TV.
Of course.
That's half his job.
Seriously.
This case is said to be the result of the Phantom Thieves' actions, but in actuality, is this true?
So is he going to try and spin it off towards the police?
Considering how a calling card was scattered about, I believe there's no mistaking that.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't. Exactly.
The question is what the Phantom Thieves actually did.
This is the sort of thing that should be being discussed on TV quite a lot.
Because he's never really expressed doubt that they exist. He's more been like, but how?
Well, I mean, he said he actually does want them to exist, but Akechi has been speaking in terms of hypotheticals, which really the news reporting is too.
Right.
Like, maybe at this point we do have to assume that there's a good chance they exist. But, I mean, as soon as it becomes, like, confirmed the Phantom Thieves exist, then, I mean...
Yeah.
Everything is going to hell in a handbasket. That's going to shake up a lot of stuff.
If they tampered with the suspect's heart, it casts doubt on the authenticity of any confession.
I mean, consider this. What if there was a report on, like, every news network, in every newspaper, in, like, everything online, all these credible things, like from the Associated Press or Reuters or something.
Right.
That's like, ghosts exist. We found Bigfoot. and it's like, it turns out to be true. The world is kind of going to go nuts because it's like showing that the supernatural really exists. And at this point, when it's the mainstream media doing it, like, you can't really deny that.
Mm-hmm.
So then, by tampering with hearts, the Phantom Thieves are fabricating crimes that may not exist?
Is that the take that some people are going to go with?
We can't deny the possibility.
But there's been evidence of the crimes that have been committed!
There's no doubt that the Phantom Thieves are exposing hidden injustices in society.
Thank you.
Well, you know, just that one line that the director had, assuming it's talking about Akechi, which I still think it is, that was saying that it's too brutal for him to think of. And, you know, we were talking about, like, how Akechi is an outcast.
Right.
Like, part of it could be that, like, we were right just about the wrong thing. That he hates his situation.
Right.
And so, like, he was probably telling the truth when he said that he wanted them to be real and wanted what they were doing to be just, and was hoping that the best possible interpretation of it was correct. But he can't say that because that's not his job.
Right.
If his job is to be something of a metaverse enforcer for this cabal, then he always has to be on that job, and he's being pressured into it more than...
So, under that, you know, it's possible he might not be the traitor.
Well, that's true, but...
Because we just kind of instantly assumed because he was another metaverse user?
I mean, I was hoping... I remember saying at the time, I hope that's not the case. But that if we're right about him, he would have to be suspect number one.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more as it gets a little further.
Yeah, that makes sense.
However, if this is done by sidestepping the law, their way of thinking is very dangerous.
I mean, this is the part where he's actually got a point, where it just becomes difficult. I mean, we spent, like, basically one whole episode talking about the vigilantism before. We'll do it again, too.
I'm sure.
So, in a way, they're outlaws.
Unquestionably and unambiguously, they are, in fact, outlaws.
That's true.
Yes. They're no different than the criminals they target. This cannot be overlooked.
That's incorrect.
Right.
I see.
But again, from their perspective, they have no way of knowing.
Right.
Oh, I see. My ass. Why the hell are we being treated as the bad guys?
If they can't come up with and by they I mean the Phantom Thieves, if the thieves can't come up with some way to really demonstrate that that they're not fabricating the crimes, which shouldn't be necessary, but if that's what the main attack line from the media or their opponents is going to be through the media, then that's what they need to combat.
Right.
Like by keeping that same MO to prevent copycats and show that they're picking the right targets that are actually doing something wrong. That's the best way they can keep their name clear.
Yeah.
Of course, they'll always be pursued by the police.
Naturally.
Just let them say whatever they want. More people are starting to understand that what we're doing is right, after all.
Have you seen the fan site?
Yeah, and besides, you can't get too wrapped up in the talking heads.
When I'm walking around in town, I hear a lot more people talking about us too. And the forum's been full of hype. Do you think we made it big time?
Yeah, it might have gotten so popular that now all the people invading it are just going to completely ruin it, you know?
Don't get pompous over dealing with some street thug. Save it for after we deal with a bigger target.
Just gotta take down a bigger one, yeah?
I mean, the one they took down was plenty big!
Yeah!
That was the plan from the start anyways.
Was that a fat joke?
True. It may be best if we start thinking about it.
I bet we'll find one in no time. The wind's blowing in our direction and everything.
Meanwhile, Yusuke has not stopped studying and making notes.
We're here to study. I'm going to keep studying. I plan on doing well on these finals.
I feel like we won't lose to anything right now.
I hadn't noticed that. That is a really good call.
Well, we'll decide on that eventually. We need to overcome our exams first.
But Ryuji is just like, but I only want to talk about the thieves!
Now then, break time's over. Let's get back to...
I want to talk about the Phantom Thieves with the loudspeaker on top of a mountain.
Bad Ryuji! No! No! You and the kitty go stand in the corner.
That reminds me, the celebration party. Weren't we gonna do it after exams?
Get through the exams first!
Yes, I believe so.
Where should we go? I feel like I'll study better if I got something to look forward to.
Ah, the reward system.
The last one was a buffet at a hotel. We haven't gone anywhere since.
You had that great hot pot party here, plus there was the amusement park that was all off screen.
Right.
Huh? A buffet?
I only eat once every 3 days. A buffet sounds amazing.
Where would be good?
Just not the Wilton this time.
Yeah.
We've overdone the Wilton.
Big Bang Burger.
Hey, what about fireworks? A fireworks festival!
So, in Japan, fireworks are like a year-long thing. I mean, it's something that there's not a seasonal time for. Summer, I guess, it would be more of the seasonal time, but they're not like linked to an event like it is in the U.S. with July 4th. And you know, outside of the U.S. and Japan, I don't know anything about fireworks in other countries. I'm kind of curious.
I know they came from China.
They did.
Oh yeah, it's that season, huh?
That sounds good to me.
It's hard to ignore a buffet, but I'll take the beauties of summer.
Ever practical when it comes to food.
Still, I demand that we feast during the festival as well.
We get it, man. You don't get enough to eat.
Do you guys own a yukata? Will you wear a yukata?
That's all Morgana is interested in.
Right?
Doesn't a fireworks festival sound good? You think so too, right?
Wouldn't matter if you didn't. What is that?
I don't care. Can't I be happy and positive for once? Besides, An and Makoto in a yukata would be pretty awesome.
Possibly Yusuke.
Alright, fireworks festival it is. Let's look for a good one.
I'll never forgive you for that.
Study comes first, though. I won't let you off if you fail any of them. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Alright, fireworks festival it is. Let's look for a good one.
Damn!
Somebody's been going through the text messages. I wonder how long this has been going on.
Right?
Study comes first, though. I won't let you off if you fail any of them. Are we clear?
Now, I mean, the idea of a turf war is probably somewhat realistic, but it's got to be more interesting than that and more specific than that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Clean your room.
Fireworks and yukatas. Guess it's that time of the year. Hey, so there's this dangerous, almost psychotic blog I found that hasn't ended up on the forum yet. I'll kill him, I'll kill him, I'll kill him, I'll kill him, I'll kill him. That's all it says. Rumor has it she's talking about her boyfriend. By the way, why is a blog that has nothing but I'll kill him in it gotten popular?
The internet is a weird place, Mishima.
I suppose I'm not really one to talk. Get the actor, get the actor, get the actor,
Yeah.
get the actor. I'm the success of the Phantom Thieves, the success of the Phantom Thieves. I'm the success of the Phantom Thieves. Okay, no, in all seriousness.
Yeah, we need to...
That's a good Mementos thing. Yeah, it seems like she'll do something real bad someday, right?
You think? And
it gets even worse.
How?
As it turns out, she's a Shujin student.
Is it Gaudi's student?
No, Gaudi's student is in Makoto's.
Oh, you're right,
events.
you're right.
You know a girl named Yumeko Mogami? She's always up near the classrooms on the second floor. Oh, it's that girl.
It's the creepy girl.
It's the creepy girl
The
who thinks
stalker.
the Phantom
Wait.
Thieves are trying to steal
She's on
her.
She's on the lower floor, though. She's not on the second floor.
I don't remember what floor she's on. No, she is. She's by the classrooms.
Oh, I thought she was on the bottom floor.
No, when you
okay.
come out of the classrooms, it's really easy to go find her.
You're right, you're right.
Look, you gotta do something about this because she's clearly freaking nuts. Get the actor, get the actor, get the actor, get the actor.